She's a prostitute. She's standing by a man that is married. It's my husband. I have the rings. And she thinks that she can come here and take everything away from me.
Did Jasmine try to unalive Natalie, Gino's new bae? That's the question on a lot of people's minds, given what was posted. Let's read this post right now, and we're going to have a candid discussion about it in the comments below. Allegedly, exclusive T, Jasmine's attack on Natalie was way more vicious than what was shown. Let's just say 8-ball corner pocket, and the pocket was Natalie's head. And they had to shut down the shoot for an hour to calm everyone down. Jasmine is crazy. You all buy into her new mom energy, but she's the same old hypocritical, accountability-less psycho. Hashtag 90 Day Fiance, hashtag 90 Day Fiance happily ever after. Wow. Okay, so if that is true, that is aggravated assault, and Jasmine Panetta should have had the cops called on her and gotten taken to jail.
Jasmine is a narcissistic psychopath. You know, I don't even know what to say to Natalie.
Man, I'll tell you what, you guys, if the producers covered this up, which they most likely did, it's only a matter of time before more people feel comfortable enough to come forward with further information. I highly doubt that it's going to end here with this exclusive tea post by Shabuti. Now, do I believe it? Yeah, I do believe it. You know why? Because they also covered up the Dirty Birds fight with Avery's mom that happened on a tell-all years ago. The producers of this show keep going for this shock value content and have enabled certain cast members to act as violently as possible and face zero repercussions for their actions.
I come here and I'm treated like I'm a criminal. Well, you know what? That's not fair.
Was so uncalled for.
The fact that she was able to not only get away with it, but encouraged to do so, celebrated. I'm happy you showed her. That's what one of the side characters said that was there to be on television.
Oh my God.
You show her. Yeah. Where'd she go? Yeah, where did she go? Bring her. Bring her.
One of Michelle's low IQ friends, and she brags with them all about how she's friends with the reality TV star, the spicy Latina mommy, Jasmine Panetta. It's just pathetic.
I personally love both Jasmine and Gino. I have, you know, I know the relationship was very difficult and it was a lot to go through. I have a soft spot for Gino. I love Jasmine. I just feel like, I mean, obviously, we all know she's had a child and children are blessings. And I feel like she's just better suited with Matt and not Gino. I feel like they just need to go their separate ways and just live their lives. You know, if they're not divorced, get divorced and just move on. I feel like it's just too much. Yeah. Too much anger, animosity, blame game. It's not going to get better. It's just better just to move on and, you know, heal and be happy for yourself.
Well, I think Jasmine is very manipulative on what I see in their relationship. You know, she wants what she wants and that's it. And she tried to confuse Gino, and Gino is like getting very confused in this situation. So he cannot take it anymore, I guess.
And his new relationship with Natalie, what do you guys think about that?
You know, I'm all for it. You know, that's what makes them happen. They look like they absolutely have chemistry and a rapport. They laugh. I don't see a lot of arguing happening. I feel like she's very level-headed and knows what she wants, and she's very, the way they communicate or the way she communicates, it's kind of, I feel like, helping him go through this, and it's almost like therapeutic, I feel, because he knows what he needs to do as well. So I'm rooting for them.
Yeah, but also always, every relationship in the beginning, when you're far away, when you talk on the phone, it's easy, it's interesting. But the time when you move together and you get more serious, that's where the challenges, they come and becoming like more complicated. So it's interesting to see how far this is going to go between them.
What about all the gifts that people were dropping in the comment section of this clip? It had me cracking up, you guys. It's also interesting to hear Darcy and Georgie's snatched analysis of Jasmine and Gino's dog water relationship.
You know I'm friends with Jasmine, right?
I'll tell you what, Socks, I had a hell of a workout yesterday. I ran 5 miles and I hit upper body, and in between sets of bench press, I did scroll a little bit. You know, I like to periodically scroll on Instagram, and I came across a post from Jasmine Panetta that blew my mind. She's essentially trying to convince the audience of this show that she was homeless in the United States of America. I am a poor immigrant that was kicked out of the house. I had nowhere to live. And she's really trying to emotionally manipulate people. And she'll do this often, you know. A lot of times I see her trying to find this common ground with people and farm up this sympathy from the audience that watches this show. As you all are aware, the definition of a homeless person is a person without a home, therefore typically living on the streets. Her getting kicked out of the house after only 6 months of being legally married to Gino in the United States because she was cheating on him with Matt, and then she moved in with Matt at his house, doesn't qualify as being homeless. Look at the kind of garbage that she's posting. A short clip will never capture the months I spent without a place to truly call my own. Meanwhile, she's sucking Matt's cock and bottodos, getting her guts filled up while being married to Gino. So as you can see here, a fan commented, please use a different word. You were not homeless, displaced maybe, but never homeless. And then Jasmine responded and posted this on her Instagram story. When my husband threw me out, I lost more than a roof. I lost my sense of safety. For a while, I had nowhere that was truly mine. Matt eventually let me stay with him, but it was still his space, not my home. I lived with the constant fear of having to leave again because I didn't have keys, a lease, or a place I could truly count on. Homelessness isn't always sleeping on the streets. Sometimes it's sleeping in someone else's home, knowing it could disappear at any moment. I'm sharing this to help me cope with the way I hold on to things now, and to remind anyone who's been there, you're not alone. Shut the f up, you weird, crazy bitch. You're the one that put yourself in that position by cheating on your green card, cheating on the guy that you swore before friends, family, and God to love forever. You abandoned your kids for this life. Your 2 sons that you left behind in Panama, one of which has special needs, JC. This is not only insulting to our intelligence, it's insulting to people that are actually homeless. And I've said this many times already, but gosh darn it, I'll say it again. The only reason why Gino and Jasmine keep going along with this open marriage narrative and all the other bullshit and haven't actually got a divorce or an annulment is to rip the opportunities that Sharp Entertainment has provided for them to go on all these TLC spin-off shows. Jasmine goes on to say, homelessness doesn't always look the same. Sometimes it's sleeping on the streets. Other times it's staying in a shelter, living out of your car, or paying for a hotel room night by night because there's nowhere else to go. It can even mean couch surfing, moving between friends or family with no permanent place to call yours. And then there's the kind that's hard to see, staying in someone's home but knowing you could be asked to leave at any moment. No keys, no lease, no stability. Homelessness isn't just the absence of a roof, it's the absence of safety, security, and a space that's truly yours. You will see in the up and coming episodes how my immigration status is being used to blackmail me and continue treating me less than a human. What she's doing here is trying to find common ground with people. You know, I self-identify with depression, anxiety. I hoard because I've been homeless before and I've been displaced, and it was so sad for me as an immigrant in a foreign country. And she's really trying to get on thick. Like, she's making this face like she's so sad, sitting on the bed with the clutter. I'm so sad, I've been displaced before, in order to get people to feel bad for her. The only victims in Jasmine and Gino's relationship are Fiancé and JC, and more so JC because he's been forgotten about. I mean, she put him on the shelf. She gave the responsibility of raising him to her mother, and then she bailed. Which is interesting because, you know, I read her bio and her dad walked out on her. Way to pay it forward to JC. He didn't deserve that. This innocent kid. You go on her Instagram page and it's all this new baby with lighter features because it has blue eyes, because it's with Matt, because it's her anchor baby. She shoved a camera in its face right away, and it's very similar to how Mary used Midnight to turn a profit, because you think that she set up that Amazon wish list just for gifts from fans? No. I mean, she's reselling a lot of these gifts. She's using this kid to make money. That's what it's about for a lot of these 90-day NPCs. She just bought a new car, but she won't go back to Panama to see her children that she abandoned. What's up with that? The caption reads, sometimes the heaviest things we carry aren't visible. After experiencing homelessness, I learned how easy it is to hold on to pain, fear, memories, and even things. I'm sharing this in the hope that opening up can help me cope with hoarding, and maybe remind someone else that it's okay to let go and start to heal. I'm truly sorry for all the people who know me, and knowing this is gonna make them feel disappointed about me. Hashtag letting go, hashtag mental health awareness, hashtag healing journey, hashtag 90 Day Fiance, hashtag from homeless to healing. From homeless to healing. You imagine you're JC, your mom walked out on you, and you have to watch her post bullshit like this. These comments on her post are pure brain rot because it's worked. You know, this low-level manipulation works on her community because they're not very bright. So they compare whatever she's saying about anxiety and depression to their own experience with anxiety, depression. Hey, I self-diagnosed too. I have that. And they go on these cancer tangents. Jasmine, you're such a fashionista. You're an inspiration to us all. When I grow up, I want to also go to the Build-A-Bitch workshop and treat people like shit and abandon my kids. Oh man, you're so cool. I wish I could be a cool girl like you. It's like a bunch of Michelles.
Because you just have stole my money. And you don't do that to people, Gino. This is money. I work hours, filming. I work hours. That is my money. Give me my money because I work for it for my children. I work for it for my children, and I work so fucking hard.
I work for it for my children. The same children that you walked out on. What are you saying? We have footage of you admitting that you took the money that Gino gave you for a wedding dress and spent it on butt implants. And they got flipped and looked fucking crazy. What are you saying right now? It's for your kids? You're the worst mom I've ever seen in my life. You only bring up your children when you want either support from the audience or you want to use them as leverage to convince Gino to give you more money or whatever you want from him. It's funny too, because you made Juan say all these promises on the show. We have the footage of that, talking about how you're going to wait to see what school districts are in Michigan, and you know, Papa Gino is going to look out for you when you get here. And yeah, you cheated on your husband after only a couple months of being here. You created this unstable environment for yourself, and then you want to tell the fans that you were homeless, and you want to try and once again put yourself in the victim position for choices that you made. I think that's the biggest problem I have with it. It's actually entitled. Like, you're a very entitled person, because what you do is you enter relationships with guys that you know it's not going to work because you're not physically attracted to them. They're the safe pick because they're this simpy loser, and you're going to use them to go on the show and rip the fame and rip the clout, level yourself up in your mind. I don't consider it leveling up to go to the Build-A-Bitch workshop and look outside yourself to feel better about what you look like. But in her brain, it is like that, right? So she got all this money from Gino to pump into herself to make herself look better, in her opinion. And then it only took a brief amount of time to sleep with Matt. Jasmine only remembers her children when she pushes her victim card. I completely agree with that. That's the only time that she actually brings up her kids. So Sparkling Jim posted Jasmine's caption on the homeless video and then said, I really can't tolerate Jasmine anymore. I never liked her, but still had some compassion for her because, you know, trauma, immigration, etc. But after her post about being homeless, I realized she is just a user and a horrible mother. She posted about being homeless when she's never been homeless. She didn't couch surf. She slept in a bed with her fuck buddy. She had a roof over her head. She had food, shower, all the amenities, and she lived there for long enough to be considered a tenant even without a lease. She was safe. She just used Matt. And now I don't doubt that she only tolerated Gino to enter the United States and settle here. I believe her daughter is an anchor baby, and that's why she feels comfortable to not be attached to Gino or Matt anymore. Today she posted a story of a phone call with Gino where she was crying about him taking her money that she worked so hard for and that she uses to send to her children. It's disgusting that she remembers that she has other kids only when she has to show herself as a victim to all of her followers, which, by the way, got her obliterated in the comments, calling her out for her shit. And then there is her flaunting her daughter and flooding her Instagram with photos and videos of her. Her other children are already old enough to see and feel that she chose to give birth to another child and abandon them. I completely agree, and I do think it's really cowardly to limit your comments and all your Instagram posts, which a lot of the cast members do on Instagram, unfortunately. Then you got Rude Technology 202 commenting, she pisses me off with that homeless shit, also using trauma, human trafficking, inhumane treatment, etc. Completely not thinking thinking about the people who are truly living it. She's so goddamn delusional and self-absorbed. She wants to tell everyone that she's homeless because she was crying with her belongings in a parking lot, and then the producers said cut, and then Matt picked her up and she probably gave him the sloppy toppy when she got home to his house. You're not homeless, okay? You just suck. People don't like you because you're a pathological liar and you suck and you don't belong in the United States of America. Now, on a brighter note, Darcy is putting those European lips to good use by making eating videos for her followers. And I'll tell you what, sign me up.
Oh, wow. Guess what I got, guys? The new snack wrap. You know, back in the day, this was my diet treat. I did it this time. I did 2 chicken snack wraps, crispy with the sauce on the side, and I got a ranch on the side, and a buffalo on the side. I already kind of cracked into this one, but I be liking my snack wraps. My little diet trick. That was spicy. Oh yeah, lip smacking good. Love you, McDonald's. Got some Mickey D's with D. Mickey D's with D. Mickey D's with D. Ooh la 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 la. Mwah. Gotta love it.
Watching her eat to me is fascinating because it takes me back to when I was a little kid. I was going to Fashion Island Mall in Newport Beach, and I was feeding bread to the fish in the koi pond. I had this one fish I liked. I named him Geronimo, and his lips would come out and go, I can't even do it. And that's how Darcy eats.